Good morning. I'm back with a short video. I thought I'd share it. It, of course, is a copycat from Camelia Crafts Designs. She did this, she did a video on Tim Holtz accordion folio that you can buy unmade and make it yourself, put it together and decorate it. She made one not using Tim Holtz kit, just making it herself. And hers came out so lovely, so cute. I felt I needed to copycat it, so I did. I changed a few things, and when I went to make a second one, I actually cut it too short. But happy accident, I actually like it. This is what it looks like when you just make it. This piece here, if you can see, is a glue add-on. And this is actually also two pieces. It's glued on the spine. But this is what it looks like. And this one, the front came out a little too short. My paper was not the exact size her paper was. My second one I made, I used different paper. Cardstock, really, not paper. Cardstock. And this one came out. And then I just added these little bags to put little tags in. I just love the little flippy things. And this comes out. I added a tablet this way for journaling or writing. She sewn hers in, which I absolutely love and will do it that way. But for now, I just wanted to put a removable one in. So I'm going to show you how I did it. I do think you need to go see her video. It's more of a tutorial. She gives measurements and you can sit there and do it with her. It's a wonderful video. But this is the paper cardstock I used. And I just get it at Walmart in a pack for $5. You get, I don't know, 50 sheets or whatever. It does have a tear off strip there that you have to cut off. So cut that off before you start your measurement. And the measurements can be whatever you want them to be. You don't have to make them what my measurements are. Even my measurements are a tiny bit different in some way here and there to Julie's. Julie at Camelia Crafts Designs, I believe, made her measurements exactly to the Tim Holtz kit. Okay, let's get started. So, because I'm not at my normal workspace, I have to videotape this in front of the window. So I can't bring everything I absolutely need, but so I prepared by cutting it up separately last night. But feel free to get out your paper cutter and your scoreboard. That's what you will need. And here are the two sheets from these two sheets. This is what one piece you need to cut at 6 by 8 1/4. So it's 6 by 8 1/4. This half you need to cut at 6. Mine is by 11. I believe hers is a little bigger than that. Hers is 6 by 11 1/2. Mine is 6 by 11. Then you need 1/3 piece. You can use a cut off from these, from one of these, especially the shorter one, to make a little piece like this. Hers was 4 by 4 4.25. I did mine 4.25 by 4.25 because when you glue this on, I want it to be close to those score lines here and here. I want it to be like that. This one I made with her measurements, and it's a little bit shorter, which I love as well, but I just wanted to go 1/4 bigger. So mine is 4.25 by 4.25. Those are the 3 pieces you're going to need. Once you have them cut, we'll score. Let's start with the littlest piece. You score it at 1 inch and a 1/2 inch. So if I put it this way and did a 1/2 inch score and then a 1 inch score, because you need it to look like that. The next piece, which is the smaller of the 2 pieces, you score at 1/2 inch and you score, then at 4.5 inch and you score. Now I have mine folded and all willy-nilly because it actually is going to fit like this, but I needed to be able to read it to make the video, so it may appear upside down or inside out or whatever, willy-nilly, but I just needed to be able to read my numbers. Once you have that one scored, then we go to the biggest one. The biggest one you score at 2 inches, then at 5.5, then at 6, then at 10.5. I'll just leave it there and repeat it. So you score at 2 inches, 5.5 inches, 6 inches, and 10.5. I already bent my scores because I wanted to make sure everything fit together, or at least that I didn't mess up my scores, my folding while I was making the video. So once you have all your pieces, get mine, throw them aside here. Once you have all your pieces, just have mine. Okay, I wrote it. So this is where you're going to glue these 2 together. So I wrote that. This is just part A, or little part A, and glue, and then part A, glue, and this one goes on top. Glue this one on top. I suppose it doesn't really matter. She explains a reason, and it has, I might even be doing it backwards, I'm not even sure. But as long as you glue these 2 together, you'll be good. And so you would glue them like that. This piece would go like that then, which you don't glue yet. Don't glue anything else. And this is your front cover. And I have drew a line here because we're actually going to cut that piece off. We're cutting that piece off so that when we fold it in, it's at a pocket at a slant. Now, like I said, I got the measurements wrong, and I probably am going to trim this down lower. I didn't want it up that high. The original one, as you can see, is little pocket tuck. So this one is made more like this one. So this measurement you mark at 2.25 inches high, and just draw a line right to your corner. Once you have that line, you can cut it with your scissors, or you can cut it with your paper trimmer. It doesn't matter how you cut it. You just cut it. Once you cut it, it will look like that, but not. And I'm going to trim that down. The more I look at it, the more I know I'm trimming that down. So once you trim that down, you can trim that down either before you glue it or after you glue it. But let's just say we glue these together. As a matter of fact, let's just glue them together. Because if you were measuring or working along or writing down, we'll give you a little time to catch up. Okay. Now, I hope I don't get my head in my way. Okay. If something is a little amiss, like that's a hair above, well, I need to push it down. If it's a tad amiss, we can chomp that off, straighten it out if we need to. And just want to hold that down. Okay. Okay, I think okay, mine are glued together now. And since it will go this way, all I have to do is make sure my all my score lines are folded in the correct way. Later, you can decide if you want to glue this as just on the bottom and have it be a tuck, or if you want to glue it, if you just want to glue the bottom and have it as an open tuck there, or if you want to turn it into more of a pocket and glue this one, you can glue down and have it as a pocket, or you can, which I'm trying to think, I think she glued hers down. I was going to glue mine down, and then I decided I would put these two little bags. They're just tiny little bags. But we'll get to that if you want to see what they look like. I will grab one. This is what they are. I coffee dyed mine and then thought that was kind of redundant, brown on brown. It just almost, it was just, I don't want to do that. But these are the ones I used, and I put washi tape on the one side. I stuck it before I glued this piece of paper down. I stuck it under, and I glued this shut, and I opened this end. Once I opened this end, I used my tab punch to punch that shape. My tab punch is, let me grab that for you. Thought I was better prepared. This is the tab punch I used to cut this out. So I put two of them in. This is, is a die cut that I just got, so I had to make like 100 of them. And on the inside, you can see I just stamped like Julie did. Pardon me. I just used my stamps like Julie did, but on the outside, I actually used paper that kind of looked a little leathery and put that on all the outside spine areas, and here. But on the inside, I just used stamps. So that's it. The next video will be, once yours is together, will be us putting paper on it, which this is just the paper. I didn't decorate anything. There's nothing decorated. It's just paper covering everything. So that's what we're going to do in the next video. Paper cover your Tim Holtz folio, accordion folio. So thanks for watching. Good luck.